Hello, I'm Pearl Fontaine. Welcome to National Focus. Topping the headlines, the Dominica State College becomes part of a regional PLA system. Two daughters of the soil to lead major cancer research projects here, and local historian Dr. Lennox Honeychurch delivers lecture on Dominica's history. Stay with us as we bring you the details of these stories and more when National Focus returns. Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Dominica's heritage was discussed at length during a lecture on Tuesday at the Arawak House of Culture. The lecture was one of several activities forming part of this year's independence celebrations. Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence, who delivered the opening remarks at Wednesday's event, spoke of the importance of nationals gaining knowledge of the island's history.
It doesn't matter what career we're in. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be in agriculture, you could be in any field, you could be an accountant. We all are Dominicans, and it is important, no matter what career we're in, that you know about your country, you know about your history, you know where you came from, where your grandparents and parents lived, and the kind of culture that they grew up in, so that you too, no matter what field you're in, can play a part in the development of culture, in the development of Dominica.
Dr. Honeychurch's lecture focused on national heritage, history of plantations, fortifications, tourism attraction sites, colonization, slavery, urban heritage, the Negmawa, and history of some of the mills across the island.
This one now is at Rosalie, a beautiful aqueduct that's taking the water from the river to go across and go into the mill. An arch like this that carries water is called an aqueduct. Aqua is, of course, water, and duct is a duct for the water. Here is one that has gone and disappeared. This is at Belfast. Any of you all who live up in the area of Jimmet or Salisbury or Portsmouth or whatever, you pass here every day. But this was demolished on purpose because the trucks were getting bigger, the buses were getting higher, and not to mention the container trucks, and they were hitting the arch, and so they demolished the arch. But that is it before, and there it is today.
We'll bring you more on this story in a subsequent newscast. In other news, the Dominica State College is now part of a regional move to develop the capacity of Caribbean colleges to implement systems for assessing and recognizing prior learning. The Prior Learning Assessment and Recognition, or PLA system, is aimed at uncertified tradespeople in Dominica. Dean of the Faculty of Education at the Dominica State College, Merrill Matthews, spoke with GIS News about a PLA forum which he recently attended in Trinidad.
The forum comprised colleagues from several colleges in the Caribbean and also from colleges in Canada. We met together to examine the whole question of how do we develop strategies for assessing and recognizing people with skills who themselves have not been part of a formal education system. And it is during that forum in Trinidad that representing the Dominica State College, I recognize that really there's a huge need for implementing a PLAR system in Dominica. Dominica has several people, particularly in the trades areas, who have had quite a lot of experience in their trade area, but they have not been to any formal institution, and so they do not have much needed certification.
Matthew explained that PLA is a certification program for tradespeople who have experience and skill in a trade but never formally attended school for that particular trade. The Dominica State College intends to become a center for assessment as soon as a strategy is developed for implementation of the PLA system.
We at the Dominica State College, we have embraced the idea of PLAR, and our job now is to put a think tank together to develop the best practice we could. Of course, drawing on the various contacts that I made while I was at the forum, to develop a system that works well for Dominica, where the college can become a center where people with various skills and knowledge would come to the college for assessment. And because what we are not saying as a college that because somebody has been in the trade area for a number of years, we must automatically give to them a certificate. No. PLAR is about evidence. People need to provide the evidence that they have a particular standard within a particular qualification area. And once they can provide the evidence that they have that standard, then the college as an assessment center would be able to give that certification.
According to the Dominica State College, various methods of authentic assessment are used to evaluate competence. Once assessed, individuals can be awarded full or partial certification or credits towards a diploma. The process also identifies gaps in a person's knowledge or skill base, which can be addressed through targeted short-term training. The Dean also stated that the assessment and certification program will not only benefit tradespersons, but Dominica as a CARICOM country.
We're looking at our masons, we're looking at our plumbers, our carpenters, our building contractors, the people in the hospitality industry. These are primarily the types of people who would benefit from a PLAR system in Dominica. But not only the people themselves, but Dominica would experience the benefit of people being certified for the PLAR system, because Dominica would be able to showcase itself as a place where our workers are well certified.
The Federation of Canadian Municipalities, in collaboration with Canadian International Development Agency, will soon introduce a project geared at improving the sustainability of small businesses within CARICOM. FCM has provided $4 million Canadian dollars towards the project, while CEDA is providing $18.9 million over a 5-year period towards the Caribbean Local Economic Development Project. Naresh Singh is Program Officer of CARILED.
Local government has had a wide range of roles, including some degree of collection of taxes, maintenance of roads, some degree of maintenance of municipal markets, and stuff like that. And while they have, in Dominica, local government has a mandate in the area of economic development, they have not been doing very much in the area of local economic development. This project is to help to build the capacity of local government to be able to promote economic development in local areas through the stimulation and growth of small, medium, and micro businesses.
Program Implementation Manager Vanita Marriott, during a press conference on Tuesday, shared her perspective of the project.
My perspective from this here, what I hope we will achieve at the end of the project is a legacy, more or less, or leave behind a framework how local government, small and medium-sized enterprises, and other civil society organizations can work together towards generating employment. In Dominica, the prospects are very good, as my colleagues before me have already identified certain key areas and certain interested groups who have indicated their interest in moving forward. So I think the prospects are very good in that regard.
We'll bring you more on that story in tomorrow's newscast. Minister for Health, Honorable Julius Timothy, has affirmed government's commitment in the fight against cancer. He confirmed government support to the Cancer Society when he addressed a rally this past weekend. Cancer is one of the leading causes of mortality rates in Dominica.
The Ministry of Health of the Government of Dominica is committed to work with you, the members of the Dominica Cancer Society. We stand here today remembering, supporting, working for improved care treatment, and praying for a cure.
In related news, oncologist Dr. Heather Dyer Monroe, speaking at a recent fundraising walk and rally organized by the Dominica Cancer Society, stated that progress is continuously being made in the early detection of cancer.
As the science evolves and more progress is made in medical research, we are now able to intervene at a cellular and even at a genetic level, in some cases before disease becomes evident at a macroscopic level, and by that I mean disease that you can actually see or feel.
Dr. Dyer explained how knowing a person's family medical history can aid in the early detection process.
The possibility of disease predictability in certain patient populations is becoming more practical and more widespread. And I give the example here of the breast cancer, also known as the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genetic profiles, which are being used for the treatment of patients with strong family histories of breast cancer.
In cancer-related news, Dr. Heather Dyer recently disclosed the new plans of the Dominica Cancer Society in the fight against cancer.
But what if a screening test could predict a certain race's or certain ethnicities' predisposition to a certain type of cancer? In view of this, it is fitting that the Dominica Cancer Society has agreed to partner with the principal investigator and collaborators of the research project entitled Evaluation of Genetic Risk in Caribbean Women with Breast or Ovarian Cancer. This research project, which has been approved by the Human Research Ethics Committee of the Government of Dominica, Ministry of Health, is a multinational and multi-center project spanning the United States of America, Barbados, Bahamas, Cayman Island, Jamaica, and Dominica.
She explained further the objective of the project.
The aim of this project is to determine whether there is a genetic predisposition of the female populations of African descent in the aforementioned countries to breast and/or ovarian cancer. The results of this project will aid greatly in a better understanding of a chronic non-communicable disease, which is one of the top causes of mortality of women here in Dominica in the 25 to 44-year age group.
This project is expected to begin on October 10, 2012 and is fully funded by the Susan G. Komen for the Cure Foundation, based in the United States of America. And Minister for Health, Honorable Julius Timothy, expressed his enthusiasm about the new project.
I am delighted to hear of the proposed research into the evaluation of genetic risk in women with breast or ovarian cancer, sponsored by the Susan Komen Foundation. For a long time, it has been suggested that medication developed in predominantly Caucasian societies may not be the most effective in treating people of African origin. I hope this research can help towards the discovery of more targeted medication.
The minister highlighted two daughters of the soil who are key researchers on this particular project.
We all know that some cancer run in families. How sad it is to hear of situations where a grandmother, mother, and daughter all fight the same battle. This research project, which includes two daughters of the soil as key researchers, Dr. Heather Dyer and Dr. Sophia George, resident in Canada, but actually from Kulibistri, should make us very proud.
The minister is also encouraging women to get their saliva tests done.
It is so good that Dominica can be included along with the Cayman Islands, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago. I appeal to Dominican women who have been diagnosed with breast or ovarian cancer to book your appointment with your clinic or Cancer Society's Wellness Center in Francis Lane to do your saliva test. Do it for yourself, do it for your daughters and nieces, and do it for Dominica.
And that's the English segment of the news. We now join Macpherson in St. Louis for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est Macpherson, St. Louis. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, à ce compte gouvernement et puis peuple Dominique, qui a complimenté président Hugo Chavez de Venezuela pour étaper succès en élection générale pays là dimanche qui passé. Chavez qui travaille comme président pays là pour l'autre 6 l'année. Si le résultat qui est sorti, Chavez tapé 54,4% vote, qui bat opposition Enrique Capriles qui tapé 44,97%. Quand même si le premier ministre Skerritt, Dominique qui déjà bénéficié bien significant de Venezuela, qui continue de travailler et puis président Chavez. Honorable Skerritt aussi fait parole qu'ils a fait Ola Chavez sorti à tête ces manifestations bon travail là il a fait en Venezuela. En autre nouvelle, State College Dominique Branché et puis d'autres institutions d'éducation Caraïbes pour un forum 3 jours qui mettait attention qu'a concerné une certification pour monde qui est l'État en Dominique, ça c'est monde comme maçon et charpentier. Directeur des affaires d'éducation State College Dominique Merrill Matthew représentait Dominique en forum Salam qui était en place le 26 pour le 28 septembre.
PLAR en anglais c'est Prior Learning Assessment and Recognition. PLAR c'est un système qui en latte la moun ka garder ça moun qui a travaillé à toutes sortes de bulletins mais il n'y a pas de certificat. PLAR c'est un système pour assesser pour qui skill yo ni pour ça yo ça fait et puis pour bailler certificat basé sur ça yo ka fait et puis moi attendais séminaire ça forum ça à Trinidad semaine passée et puis on low mon hot college en région nous discuter comment pour faire bailler ça travail plus meilleur à pays nous.
En autre nouvelle, le ministre de l'Agriculture qui a averti la population là, porte attention et puis mauvais virus qui a rentré pays là, pendant que le monde a mené divers plans à rentrer. Si l'officier quarantine, ministre de l'Agriculture Ryan Ansem, c'est le virus là qui a affecté Dawi en pays là.
Le monde pour un climate change bien sérieux. Avec climate change, ça, vous allez taper, pest and disease, vous allez taper plus ça, parce c'est un changement dans le climat. So, si vous pas adapter quoi dans l'autre place, vous try pour adapter quoi dans l'autre place. C'est ça nous avons dit, c'est empêcher ces maladies ça à rentrer. Et nous pour faire tout ça pour nous, parce que Dominique et Caribbean, nous c'est tropical islands. C'est maladie ça aimer tropics là, yo aimer en condition ça là pour reproduce avec fait danger. So et ça nous a des monde pour travailler avec plan quarantine, travailler avec border control, customs avec port, pour nous garder comment nous ça pêcher ces maladies ça. Et ces maladies ça on tuer. Il calé pour l'argent pour goumer contre yo. Nous ca parler contre millions de dollars pour goumer contre black cigatoka. Et ça c'est l'argent pays a ça mettre dans l'agriculture même pour maintenir l'agriculture, dans l'éducation, dans la santé. So, ça nous a des gens pas mener ces bagages ça là. Et bien, ça moun aime ça qui est anglais smog, yo ka serrer bagages là, yo ka mettre dans toute grippe avec toute bagages serré. Et bien, yo savent pas ça mener, mais ça est dangereux. Et bien, mener ces bagages ça, yon plan, yon zé insecte, yon plan ou mener qui est maladie, ça affecte le pays. So, toi avec nous, et nous passons pas ça mener bagarre là entre. Et ni manière où ça mener, nous ke ba requirements là pour mener en pays.
Et puis finalement, Discover Dominic Authority lancé en vidéo 9 qui a promoté Dominic Are You Breathing Dominica? Vidéo celle-là qui a promoté Dominic et puis bagay contraste national white Koubouling, live bagay pour faire moun vivre long, habitat local, manger, l'occasion hôtel et puis talent local. Objectif vidéo celle-là c'est pour promouvoir Dominique en destination bonne santé et puis d'autres bagailles naturelles qui nous nient en Dominique. Vidéo celle-là déjà assez internet qui déjà arrivé en le monde tout en latin. Compagnie Link International pour du vidéo celle-là. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle Créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est Macpherson St. Louis. Voilà.
Thank you, Macpherson. Up next is the tip of the day.
Hello, I'm Felix Anderson. Afternoon, and I'm here to tell you why it's better to buy your bag bread looking like this and not like Jabasak, a pig in a book, a cat in a bag. Come on, if it's bagged, it's got to be tagged. Let me show you what I mean. Hello, ma'am. Can you tell me what's in that bag?
So you're not seeing it's a brown bread?
It looks like one, but you sure it's a brown bread?
Your face looking like the brown bread.
Brown and proud. If it's bagged, it's got to be tagged. Bakers, consumers, and retailers, please ensure that all your bagged bakery products clearly display
brand name, product name, batch number, net contents, country of origin, list of ingredients, expiry date, identification code, and other important information about the product.
Check the Dominica Bureau of Standards for details. So, am I right or am I right?
The facts as they are, brought to you every day, only on GIS Channel 7.
In today's tip, we'll discuss how you can live a stress-free life. You can start off by eating healthy. Junk foods like refined sugar and white flour can drain off vital nutrients from our body and sap our energy. Eat more veggies and fresh fruits. Meditate and pray. Meditation and prayer can help calm nerves, and it can also help you connect with your true nature. Be grateful. The more you focus on the things you don't have, the more stressed you'll be. Just change your focus to things for which you are grateful and see the difference. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm, or you could visit our GIS Dominica pages on both YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Pearl Fontaine. Thanks for watching.
Are you breathing? Living in our big cities may result in asthma, emphysema, and cancer. City pollution is far more harmful than smoking. The air we all depend on is being poisoned. Are you still breathing? Change starts when we realize there is something more. Are you breathing now? Dominica has no beginning, middle, nor end. Here, life is not to be conquered or accomplished, rather to be experienced. A land of flowing streams, with springs and underground water, welling up in valleys and hills. A land where you will lack nothing. Deuteronomy. is the greatest gift. Contentment, the greatest wealth. Buddha. Nature can bring you to stillness. That is its gift to you. Eckhart Tolle. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Nelson Mandela. The Waitigabuli National Trail is 115 miles of spectacular adventure. One foot in front of the other, with each step, you arrive at what you seek. Water flows from high in the mountains. Water runs deep in the earth. Miraculously, water comes to us and sustains all life. Thich Nhat Hanh. The means we use must be as pure as the ends we seek. Martin Luther King Jr. The part can never be well unless the whole is well. Plato. Always aim at purifying your thoughts, and everything will be well. Mahatma Gandhi. Everything we put into the earth, we put into ourselves. We are made of the earth. We are the earth. To be absolutely free and yet be part of something greater is possible when you start to rethink everything. Breathe deeply. Dominica is an island 3,000 miles from any industrial center, blanketed by a purifying rainforest. By merely being in Dominica, your body and mind are being restored. Breathe deeply. Dominica, the nature island of the Caribbean.